This doesn't happen often, but sometimes when I get so caught up in doing something, and it's typically something like I love doing, it's a passion, I completely forget to drink water, to eat, I lose track of time. And that happened yesterday. It hasn't happened in a long time. I woke up yesterday and I was looking at my website and I was kind of just like disappointed in the way it looked, the content. So I'm redoing the whole thing. I posted a picture on Instagram yesterday, and all day yesterday I got caught up doing that, lost track of time, worked into the night, and I woke up this morning at like 5:30 and started working again in bed. So I'm doing everything from scratch, the whole website builder, all the banners. But in the past, I used to outsource all my work. I believe that was like the best way to do it. I wanted to be super professional. And over time, I learned that you can do a lot of stuff on your own just as good, if not better, because it's the way you want it to come out, the outcome you're looking for. And there's a lot of things that you can learn on the way, and it teaches you a lot about business as well. And that's kind of what I want to dedicate this video to, the things that I messed up on, the things I learned along the way. So right now I'm going to Starbucks with my grandpa. It's like his thing to do when I'm home. Takes me and my brother to Starbucks, makes us eat a coffee cake, get some coffee, and then we're gonna hit the gym. Today's vlog is gonna be pretty fun. So I'm about to go to the gym. Just dropped off some packages at the post office. After that, I'm going to Trogues Brewery with my dad for lunch and beers, either driving or Ubering, depending on what his kind of intent is there. And then it's guys night out, so it's me, my brother, my dad, because my mom has plans, so we're going for pizza. And then I'm going to a friend's house for a dinner party and beverages, and then coming home. So I'll vlog the whole time, and then I kind of wanted to incorporate this whole business experience within the video. So just dropping off the package now. The way we do it is we'll bring all of our packages in bulk, and they're all shipped down to Pennsylvania. But, so like, for example, this morning an early package came in, or an early order. So on the way to the gym, I just dropped it off. And then all international orders go UPS. Shipping and the logistics aspect of running a business has been the biggest obstacle, struggle, and learning curve so far. It's been such a learning experience. It's truly great. And my brother's going to school for supply chain. My dad's job is within supply chain. So I have some experience to kind of, you know, talk to and stir up some ideas with, but learning it on my own has definitely been an experience. So the reason I kind of wanted to touch on this is because in all my Q&A videos that I post on Instagram, YouTube, the question always comes back to, how did I start my business? You know, where did I start? How did I start? I was a junior in college, 21 years old, took a $20,000 loan out, which isn't a lot. I mean, to start a business, $20,000 is not a lot. But the mindset or the intent was, all right, I know I'm joining the Army. I'm on an ROTC scholarship. I have 4 years in the Army. I can start it small. I can grow it organically. And by the time I'm out of the Army, I have a job that's already set up. And I'm not starting from scratch, creating some sort of buzz. And that has been the mindset and the thought process behind it so far. And it's working out so far. It's growing slowly, organically. But with $20,000, it has to be spent very, very creatively and thought out. So a budget was created, because that money has to go between the product inventory, marketing, advertising, and then all the small expenses, which there's a million small expenses involved in starting a business. So that's how I got started. That's when I got started. And since then, it's just been, I mean, I look back, I'm like, I can't believe I did some of this stuff when I first started. And I'll talk about that a little bit. But there are a few points that I want to point out in this video, a few like major topics that I've learned throughout the way. So I ended up running into this guy at the gym. He was prior service Army, Ranger Battalion. He had like the Ranger Battalion tattoo on his calf. huge beard, tattoos, jacked, and we started talking, and we shared some similar stories with training and our experience in the military. So my workout ended up taking like 2.5 hours just because we were talking forever. But the first thing I wanted to share with you guys that I experienced with my startup and my company was I subconsciously was thinking that I would supply the products, demand would follow. And you always hear, demand creates supply. You need demand to create some sort of supply for your products. I thought I would just, have this product as inventory and it would sell on its own by just giving it to people in reviews being created on the internet and around the local area. It's not like that. You need to create some sort of buzz, some sort of brand awareness behind your product, behind your company, exploit your competitive advantage, and then move from there. I thought, it'd be so easy to move products and move inventory, when in reality, when you're a startup company, you're small and no one knows of you, it's literally nearly impossible and takes a long time to move that initial startup. All right, so a quick post-workout meal before going to Trogs is just sludge with 2 scoops of this peanut butter Quest protein powder. My honest review on this stuff, so I think it'd be a lot better if they didn't include xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is used for a lot of people when they make like protein fluff. It gives it like almost like a pudding-like consistency, gives it a lot of volume, but it also gives it almost like a gummy flavor or texture, which I'm not a huge fan of. So it tastes good. It's a good protein powder. I'm just not a huge fan of the texture it provides. So I have 2 scoops of that in there, and then I've been using this while I'm on break too. So this is just 1 serving of Kind peanut butter whole grain clusters. It's very dense, energy dense. So for 50 grams, it's 3.5 grams of fat, 17 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of protein. So this is just like a quick snack to get some more calories in before going to Trogs, and then gonna have like a real lunch there. All right, so we ended up not going to Trogs just because we did like 4 laps around the parking lot, way too full. So we ended up coming to Holy Hands, which is in Hershey too. It's right down the road. So I ended up getting the white Tuscan bean salad for an appetizer, and then the barbecue chicken flatbread for my main entree. And then my dad got some sort of Parmesan fries, and then beer. It was the same beer I was gonna get at Trogs. This is the Blizzard of Hops. It's kind of like my favorite beer as of right now. So got my appetizer right now, which is the bean salad, and then just waiting for the entree. Alright, so lunch was pretty good. I kept it on the lighter side, so the flatbread plus the salad, not super full, and then we're probably gonna order pizza here in a few hours before I head to this dinner party, which I also need to make a side for. I think I'm gonna make like a bean dip, so I'm gonna go to the store, pick some stuff up, and then kind of just whip something together. Rain is not good for vlogging. So the easiest dip I've ever come up with, I came up with it on the fly on the way here. I figured hamburger meat, Velveeta cheese, and Rotel tomatoes just cooked should be pretty good. I might try to find some taco seasoning at home and then cook the meat in some seasoning and then take like 2 bags of chips. Should be pretty good though. Okay, the biggest mistake I made when first starting my business, I kind of prefaced it in the beginning, outsourcing. Not like outsourcing to like foreign countries and stuff, but outsourcing to other people, friends, professionals, people I thought who were experts in the industry or their specified trade and skill. So when I first started, I had this specified amount of money, and there were so many different directions I wanted to go. I wanted to stay and grow organically. I wanted to bring in some marketers, some advertisers. I wanted to build the brand really fast. Not always the best decision. I had this friend in college who was a marketing major, and I thought, this is his degree, this is what he's studying. He knows everything. I was wrong, okay? On-the-job training is superior than the doctrine, the stuff you learn in school. The stuff you learn in school is great. It's a base, it's a foundation. You need to apply that to the real world, and then you can maybe make some sound judgment and decisions. But back to the decision of bringing this guy, this marketing major, in to help me. His first decision was to do Google AdWords. So we hired a third-party marketing company in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I spent thousands of dollars over the course of a few months. Didn't see any of that back. Didn't bring in any business. Every time I called them, they said, just give it more time. Give it another month. I finally cut it off. I had a gut feeling from the beginning I shouldn't have done it. Should have followed that gut feeling. When you have a gut feeling and something tells you it's not going to work out, it's probably not the best decision. That's how it was. Should have followed it. So I lost a lot of money there. After that, I stopped working with this guy who was a business major. And I tried outsourcing other work. So I found some friends who were really good at art to help me do labels, banners, stuff like that. And I paid them in supplements. They didn't get money. They weren't professionals. It was just something that was a hobby to them. They were good. They weren't great. But the work that I expected to get in return wasn't what I envisioned. It wasn't until I used professionals where I spent some money that I got a product that I was super proud and happy to see. That was the outcome I was expecting. So the biggest thing to take away from this is there's things you can do in business yourself. It'll make sense. It'll be cost convenient. You can do it perfectly fine. Sometimes you need to follow your gut feeling because the wrong decision can lose you lots of money. Thousands of dollars in my case. Thousands of dollars that I didn't really have to play with. And there are certain things you need to outsource to professionals. Labels, websites, stuff like that. But if you can do it yourself, you should. I lost a lot of money this way. It was probably the biggest mistake, but the biggest learning experience I had while owning this business. Alright, so tonight is pizza before going to this dinner party. I'm eating before going to a dinner party because every time I go to my friend's house, he makes dinner like at the end of the party. So he just called me, and he's supposed to be making like this chicken stew. He called me asking if I go to the store and pick up the ingredients for the stew. That's why I pre-planned and decided to eat dinner before going. So we picked up 1 large cheese, 1 large pepperoni from a local pizza place. It's called A&M in Campbelltown, Pennsylvania, which is close to where we live. It's kind of always just been a local favorite. So a few slices of this, and then we will head out.
It's breaking.
Thoughts?
9 out of 10. Really good.
Alright guys, so it is 11:12 p.m. Leaving my buddy's place right now. So ended up having a really good time. I got to see a lot of people that I went to high school with. And we all brought like a plate. My buddy made a stew. It was actually pretty good. It was peanut butter, peanuts, chicken, sweet potatoes, and it was very thick. And just catching up with people you haven't seen for a long time and telling stories from high school. I didn't vlog anything just because we got caught up in the time and just like telling stories and dying laughing the entire time. So definitely missed a lot of people that I grew up with. But he lives like in the woods, and growing up, this is like the place we always had the parties and stuff, and kind of just went to on the weekends. I walked all the way down from his house, all the way down this trail in the middle of the dark. It's fogging out. Freaked out. So I'm heading home now. That wraps the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. I will talk to you in the next one.